one of mine and Bert's favorite bands, especially in that mid 2000s, era, was Crossfade. So, and then I discovered just how pivotal you were with that band and helping that band and breaking that band on just a great record for their first record.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's talk about that a little bit. So how did that come about? So how did you get involved with them?
I mean, I loved that. Obviously, I'd heard Cold, and I'd heard the original version of an album they did under the name Sugar Daddy Superstar.
Right.
So it came to my attention because there were some guys that worked with a company through the guys at Taxi and had done it. They had a company called Promo Squad. And they were like, we got something we think you might be interested in to hear. So I listened to Cold and I went, oh, this song's special. And it sounded timeless to me.
Right.
It didn't sound like anything else that was going on at the time. It was like perfect. I felt like it was kind of a perfect, it was already classic rock before, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was even released. It felt like there was something about it. It was just, I loved it from the first play. So then Donnie Einer, who was the chairman of Columbia Records, said, because Matt, he goes, come up to my office. And I go up to his office and I'm sitting there and I'm like, he goes, I got a call, said you have something you want to play and I want to listen to it with you. And so it was Cold off the Paradise Superstar, before it was like remixed. And I sat there and listened to it with Donnie Einer and I said, he goes, well, what do you think? I go, I think it's a smash. I think this song is a smash, and I love the tune. I think it's very relatable in so many different ways.
Right.
And so I took the CD home and I listened to it, went through the record, decided like they'd rated 8 or 10 or 11 songs that I thought would be worth keeping to work on an album. But then I reached out to the guys, we figured it out, had them come to New York City and showcase. And they played, and Donnie Einer, the chairman, was never shy. He's the same guy who told Train, like, there's no hit on that record, and they went back and wrote Drops of Jupiter. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and Steve Perry once told me, he's like, oh, when he found out I was going to work as an A&R guy at Columbia, he goes, oh, you're going to my old label? He goes, yeah, he goes, Donnie, I'm one of our last Journey records when I was in the band. He goes, Donnie was like, there's no singles on this album. I'm like, what do you mean there's no singles on this album? He goes, then I like started my own side label and some band came in and I go, there's no singles on this album. Like Steve Perry was said that to me. He's kind of giving me the rundown before I went to work there and moved back from California to New York. But, and it was just really nice of him to do. But no, like after the showcase, Donnie Einer walks up to Ed and the guys from Crossfade and goes, guys, you're signed. Well, the only thing is, the name's got to go because it was Sugar Daddy Superstar. It sounded like a thing called, there was a thing in the 70s, Discotheques and the Sexalettes. It kind of reminded me of that. I'm like, but this is a rock band. You know what I mean? It was a rock band and a Southern rock band. I mean, not that, I mean, like I kind of agree with the Skinner thing when they used to say, yeah, we're from the South, but we're a rock band. That's who we are, period, And, but it was just, they needed a cooler name. And, I literally gave him a list of like 4 different names. And like I said, I only remember 2 of them. Night Divides was one because I always thought it looked cool. And it was in the lyrics to Break On Through by the Doors. And I can't remember the other ones other than Crossfade. And I saw it because I was in the studio for a mix and I saw Crossfade written on the board. And I went, Crossfade, that's cool. Nobody's used that.
Yeah.
So
it fit them perfect.
Yeah.
It just fit them perfect.
Yeah. And I loved them. So,
yeah, what a great record, and they were good guys, and who knows, maybe they'll fire up the machine one day again and get out there because
there's so much interest in them right now.
Oh yeah, man,
like people want that reunion.
Yeah,
100%.
There's that website Rockfeed, and Brian, the guy who works there, that record is his favorite record of all time. And he went through, a similar thing with like, he lost his dad and he was taking care of his dad when that record was out. He said, that record got me through that entire.
Sure.
So he's always posting about the Crossfade record. Like he's trying to will it to come to get and back out and do the thing again, which would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
So we might have to wait. You know what? I think, Charlie, we might have to work on that.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, see,